So thanks for joining Thursday's live edits. We'll get started here. So this one I thought was interesting when it came across when I was looking through the records of the widget. And this is actually a Halloween one. So yeah, figure I'd get that in before tomorrow. And this is also for a wedding. So that one kind of caught me off guard. I was like, oh, let me go find a Halloween one. And then I saw that this one is actually for their wedding. So kind of interesting. So this is Katie and Adam, and they have named theirs. Let's see, they wanted to say "Till Death Do Us Part," and then the logo or the date at the bottom. So this customer of ours is a single strip style software. So I'm going to go ahead and do the normal there with canvas sizing. So we're going to use that left anchor there, centered up, and we're going to divide in half.
Again, how you doing that, Franco? I know you do it so quickly, but it's somewhere on the left, right?
Yep. So
a line left.
Yep, a line left center, and then the second one we do a line right center. So we're vertically centered and off to the right. And this is the one where we're going to get rid of all the bleed around the whole thing, and we're going to go to 600 by 1800 pixels. Then I'm going to come in here and turn off my layers. So there we go. Now let's see. So this is going to be an interesting one. They want the "Till Death Do Us Part" in here, but let's see how this fits. So we're going to play around a little bit with this. Do this part. Let's go ahead and we're going to come into, why am I not seeing my property? Oh, there we go. I'm looking in the wrong panel, that's why. So we're going to come to the character panel here, and we're going to force that all to uppercase so it stays consistent with the design we previously had. All right, so I think I'm going to push this down because they're going to probably want their names a little larger. Oops, on the right layer here, I'm going to put their names in the white field here. And this was Katie and Adam. Once again, come back over to character panel, and let's force that to uppercase. It's a little tight, but we're working in a fairly tight design here. And they are getting married on Halloween. Did I get a space in there? I did. There we go. Yeah, I figured somebody would be sneaking in a Halloween costume or a wedding or two this year. Was it last year or 2 years ago? We had it on a Saturday, actually. And boy, we had a ton of these go out for Halloween parties or Halloween weddings, that is. All right, so we've got some different colors, burgundy, black, and ivory. It's interesting. I don't really see where they provided actual burgundy as a color, but maybe one of these color codes I don't recognize. So let's make our colors layer just to help us stay on track. I don't think we need to do the black. They did provide, this is like an off-white, so I thought. So that's really not telling us much. Our last color, I guess this might be our burgundy. Yeah, it is. Okay. Awesome. So we've got black and off gray and burgundy. So I think we're going to make the back of this script of this actually into the burgundy. So let's come in here. We're going to go into our color adjustment layer here. I'm going to click colorize so we can change the color. And we know burgundy's in the red scale, so saturate that a little more and then start to darken it down. So I don't know if we want to go quite as strong. It's almost like a crimson, isn't it? I actually kind of like that. It might print quite nicely. And then I think we're going to also do these guys in that red. A little darker than I'd expected, but we've got a stroke, and I think we can use this stroke to kind of lighten that up. Oh yeah, look how strong that stroke is. Now if we maybe pull it back a little bit. I don't know, what are we thinking? You like the white stroke or the black stroke better? I don't know. I like the black still. It just makes it a little dark.
I do like the black, actually.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just would like to see it pop out of there a little bit more. So maybe we don't do the crimson in there. Maybe we just make those.
I'm different. I would actually go with the black background. I kind of like the black, but
yeah, they had the crimson as their primary, but I agree. Just thought maybe we'd show changing that background. I guess the other thing we could do is we could stay with this. We go to the levels. Should be able to pull that down. I guess that's as much as it's going to come down. There we go. What if we instead figure out our emblem there? There we go. Maybe we try to turn this into our crimson. Could almost keep it like, a little darker actually versus bringing it to a real bright crimson. Almost makes that pop a little bit because I don't think the crimson around the frames would necessarily bring that to life. We could try one of the frames though. I guess, yes. Here we go. Let's see what we can do with the frames. Yeah, I don't know if I like the crimson around the frame. What do you think? Let me hide our color.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
I don't know if I like it. I think I like it down here. Kind of gives it almost that Dracula vibe.
I agree.
I think I would stick with pretty simple one.
But you like the black better than the burgundy? What do you think?
I like the burgundy. It does pop it a little bit better.
It does.
That's kind of where I had thought about maybe doing that route. And then
yeah, changing that to the black. So
yeah, you could
yeah, I agree.
Give that a little.
It does pop more.
Yeah, that's why it's good sometimes to do both, right? And it just takes us a few minutes to test those out. And we like that one better, so that's one. We might actually look at on the frames too. What if instead of crimson here, we actually move it into a black? It almost makes it disappear, doesn't it? I don't think I like that.
Yeah, it's hard to tell where it stands out.
Yeah, it goes right into the drop shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think this would probably be a pretty straightforward one. Okay, see about the embellishments here on the corners. Maybe those would be receptive to being dark, but I don't think so. That ain't hateful. I think I like their natural color a little better. Yeah, I think that this is the route I would go for this particular one. And I would send this over to them. You might even
So what is your process? You get somebody to send you these requests to change it, or where are these coming from? These requests.
so as a member of ours, remember the last week we were talking about the widget?
Mm-hmm.
We pulled it up. So that's where this is coming from them, from their email correspondence.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just send the proof over either through my CRM or direct email with them.
But these are your clients, your particular clients.
Oh no. So this is just some random ones I pulled out of the widget selection. So I'm
Okay.
just using them for edits. Just if you got one that you'd like to have edited, I've kind of been asking people to submit stuff, and if I don't get any submissions, then I just kind of go grab a few of them that look fun to edit, and we just do it on the fly here. I don't do anything ahead of time, so this
Nice.
is just kind of me finding my way through them.
Gotcha.
And doing it how this is the process I would normally go through with this.
All right. All right. No, because I thought you were doing these for your clients, and these are submissions coming
Nope.
in. Yeah.
These are
Okay.
just purely for demo.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's where I would ship that one at. And yeah, so this template was called Horrifying Halloween 3-up strips. So I guess it's kind of horrifying. I don't know. Now it's a wedding. So, some people that's horrifying, but
That's funny. And that's the one you're doing next, right? So you don't want to mix it too.
yeah.
do
All right.
a double sided.
So for the next one here, this one's a little more traditional. This one is luxurious formal celebration. I thought this would be an interesting one. This was actually for an iPad, so this would be probably used on something like the Moby Booth Aura with a portrait style iPad. So the camera cutout's a little bit different than a DSLR.
Right.
They use a 3:4 camera aspect ratio, whereas like the DSLR and portrait's a 2:3. So they're a
Does
little
this
bit
work for?
wider.
Would this work for Snappic or no? You just have
Yes.
to adjust.
Yep.
Okay.
And actually, any of these will work in Snappic. Their software is really flexible. You can it will crop the photos to make them behave like a DSLR. So really, you can import any of ours in there. Maybe next week we'll do some importing into Snappic or something. Set up a
Okay.
demo account or something there.
Cool.
Might be kind of fun. So this one, let's see what our colors are on this, because there's no text. It's just a mystery. So this is usually how they are.
That's funny.
Just color codes, and I don't have those memorized. I don't know if you do or not, but I don't. I see a lot of colors. First one, we've got 6A 32.9F. Oh, we already have a purple, so that's kind of a bummer.
So when you're creating this color code, what is the steps to
Mhm.
that again? You going?
So I'm creating a new layer. So I
Okay.
come down here at the bottom, click the new layer. And then from there, I select the marquee tool, and I just like to make little squares. You can make whatever shape you need. I just make squares. You can hold down the shift key while you're dragging, and that'll keep it a 1:1 aspect ratio.
The
Otherwise, when
marquee
you
tool
do
is
it,
on the left, left border.
what's that?
You're just creating a shape from the left side. Did you say from the
Yeah,
marquee?
so I'm just using the marquee tool here. So if you
Okay.
type M, it'll
Okay.
switch over to marquee.
And that's under the new layer, right? And then you put all those colors in the layer.
Yep. So I put
Okay.
them on that new layer so we can turn it kind of on and off.
Gotcha. Thanks.
So next color is a yellow. So it's a much more vibrant yellow than we have. Oh, so this is something that can be weird. So you can see how it's got both sets with marching ants. Get rid of that one there. Gotta remember to deselect. Let's see, do I have a third color from them? Oh, they just want white for their text. I want white. That could be an interesting one because I don't know if white's going to necessarily show the best there, but.
But they didn't give any text, right? So they're keeping the exact same text.
We've got text, so we're going to work on that next. I'm looking at all the text they have. All right, let's see how we're going to fit this in. They've got some long words.
Hopefully not in Spanish, right?
Yes. Sayville Youth. Let's see, oh, I don't have that font. So let's go through that process again. All right, so let me open up. Our window here. So here is our README file, which exists in the root of the directory. We'll scroll down. We've got 3 fonts. I'm going to guess it's Asset. Asset's the one I'm missing. You can kind of tell it's in brackets, which tells you that Photoshop does not know what it is. I'm going to do Get Font. I've got some leftovers in here from our last session. And then I'm just going to download that singular one there.
Those are credits you have to use?
Nope, they're free.
Okay.
Yep, Google Fonts are all free, so that's one of the reasons that we do use those. All right, I've got my files here I'm working with. I'm just going to bring that font in here to easily click on. We'll go install. And now we should have that font. Now when I click on it, it no longer wants to substitute. Oh, perfect. So 25, well, that doesn't look the same. Seen that one before.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the Mac and Windows fonts behave differently. This is one of those. Ooh, I don't like that.
I wonder if you copied the other 2, if it changes it. Copy and paste it.
Going back into this font here real quick. Yeah, wow, that's weird. Look at there. It should be the right font. So why is it misbehaving on me like this? Let's come back maybe. Yeah, no, it's definitely doing something weird. I do remember one person last week said they were having to restart Photoshop sometimes. You remember
Yep.
that coming up in this discussion?
If you copy that 2 that's there now and paste it, would that work?
So that does, but as soon as oh, look at there. That's weird. Now it's working. Hey, nice little trick there, not to restart.
Yeah, I think give that a try before.
Can't say I've ever seen it do that before, but that saves a restart on Photoshop, which isn't necessarily the fastest app to reboot.
Nice.
Yeah, nice little save there.
Good.
Then we've got an awards brunch. Football fall. There we go. So this is football and cheer. And I like those to be uppercase. And then awards brunch. Since we already got 25 up there, I don't think we need it there. So there we go.
Yeah, that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, that flowed in there a lot better than I thought it was going to be when I first looked at it. I would not have any complaints with that. So this one, unfortunately, doesn't have a whole lot of color that we're going to, we could brighten up the background a bit.
I don't know where would you put that yellow? Change the balloons to that
We're
color?
going to change them balloons, I think. We'll make those pop a little bit better. So if we can try and keep that saturation still there. There we go. That'll give us somewhat that purple. A little brighter, so that'll definitely print brighter, which I don't think would hurt anything. Let's see, some shadows. We're done inside the background. There's our frame. Let's so the frame we've got here's got a pattern and stuff on it. I don't know if I would keep that or if possibly I would fill that. Let's start off this way.
What are you saying? The frame has what?
So you'll notice there's like a gold, but it fades to a white, and then it's like a stronger. So
Like a border?
Like yeah, it's got a gradient going on the border there.
Yeah, but it's not the whole page. It's actually just that section.
No, yeah. It's just the frames that are like that. But I'm not sure if like we're pretty close on the yellow there. I don't know if I like that. I mean, that ain't bad. Another thing we could do is create a new layer over top, and then just fill that layer and go with a solid. And the reason that it's not making it everywhere is because it has a clipping mask. So there's without a clipping mask, and there's with a clipping mask. So that keeps it only applying the color of that layer to the shape of the layer below it. So those are really nice and convenient when you want to do a fast color change. Yeah, I'm not sure which way I would like. I broke the layer mask there. There we go. I think I like the solid color better. I'm gonna go with that. What are our speckles? Oh, those are there.
Yeah, Mike, I'm going to jump off the score and jump on another call.
All right.
I'll be back shortly.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll talk to you soon. Yep. Bye.
You got it.
And I'm going to proceed with this. And I think we're going to continue with using the strong yellow. I feel like that's giving us a better look. That's interesting there. So we've got a purple on the inside. We've got our inner. The same there. We're just going to keep moving through and changing things into, and this being a school event, I think I would get rid of the wine bottles and champagne bottles. Will help the organizers keep
you don't want the kids popping champagne. You don't want them popping champagne.
No, we'll help keep the organizers out of trouble.
Yeah.
Some more sparkles, balloons. Here's our yellow balloons here. Into that yellow scale, and just a little bit more saturation. I'll make them nice and strong. Should have, let's see, there's a couple more gold balloons. We'll do the same thing here. So 50, 93, and minus 10. I'm going to apply that same here. 50, 93, minus 10. That'll give us a very similar yellow. Now we've got some purple balloons that I think we will saturate and brighten up a little bit. And last should be our confetti here. And we'll play with that saturation on this also, which will help us get into that nice strong yellow. There we go. This being for an iPad device, we will use the trick we've used in the past, where we're going to come in and find this coordinates layer. We're going to hold down the left click button, or the control key on the keyboard, and then we're going to use our left click right on the thumbnail. And that's going to highlight that coordinates. So that's making the photo highlighted. And then I'm going to go select. I'm going to go inverse. And that's going to actually select everything outside. That is where I'm going to apply my layer mask to the background. And then when I hide that, I now have a see-through. And from there, we will do an export using PNG. And then that will give us a single overlay to upload into the Photo Booth software. And with that, I think this one is done. We've got time for one more. Let's see here. Yep. So let's move on to the last one I had grabbed. And this one is called Rustic Autumn Floral. It's kind of a pretty, I don't know if that's a watercolor or a pastel style, but an elegant wedding design here. And this is for a Richmond wedding. And we're just going to move through here. So we've got a number of texts here that we're going to need to deal with. And first thing we're going to see about is the text that they have provided is simply Richmond weddings. So I think we're going to apply that to where Victoria Brian live in the default design. We'll hide that. And then our date on this one, zoom in so I can get in there a little easier, is actually going to be November. Oop, clicking a little high, there we go, 20th. Oh yeah, if you ever see this in the current version of Photoshop, it can be annoying, but if your cursor is sitting over top the selected text, it will pull up the glyphs, and you're unable to type. As you can hear me type in there. So you got to move your cursor off, and then you can change your type. Can we grab this one? All right, sometimes you've got to hide the layer above, and that's just what we're going to do. So we can get in here and set that, and then we will put that back in there. All right. So now we've got our design. We've updated our text already. So the next step, as always, is to come up to the top here, new layer. We'll call it colors. Get out our marquee tool, and let's see what our first color is. All right, it's a orangish tan. I'm not sure exactly what you would call that color, but it does seem to be a popular one I've seen in some of the trends this fall. So let's say they are on trend. And our secondary color provided, okay, is a teal. This one could be interesting into how we work this teal in with the orangish brown here. So the first thing we'll do is we'll try the background in the orangish brown here. So we're going to go colorize again in our properties pane for the hue saturation. You can see that. And then we're going to get over into this orange spectrum. Start bringing that forward some. I don't think we can get really close right there. It might be a little strong. Again, you can click inside the text fields here, and then you can use your up and down arrows to be able to finely adjust color adjustments. So see, we were pretty much right on there. So let's play around with the saturation. See if we can get a little closer, and then maybe if we, it's going to be about as good as we're going to get on that one. So that definitely changes the look and feel of that. Don't know if that's a color I like or not. So let's do this. We're going to have a little fun clipping mask on that. And this one, we're going to move this one over into that teal. I almost feel like that's going to give us a better look. I already like that better. So I think I would provide this as a sample with that teal like that, and then use the orange throughout in other locations of the design. Maybe even tie that into the backing circle there. Let's see. There we are. Bring this down here so it's just easier to tell once we're in there. I like to get a corner just touched in there so that as you get real close, it starts to fade away. Go get on the right one. That's going to help. Okay, we're going to want to slide down into this orange spectrum here. I wouldn't be surprised if we couldn't use really close numbers. 36, 88, minus 52. 36, 88, minus 52. It's getting us close. We're going to have to get a little darker. No. Maybe a little more red. There we go. There we go. Doesn't look bad. It makes the fonts pop real nicely. Makes that outer stroke really stand out. I like that. We could probably tie a little bit more of the orange, but I think these flowers really have a nice complement to the colors. I don't know that I would necessarily change a whole lot there. Let's see if we've got these split out, how these are broken up. So we do have, okay, so let's, like we could bring these ones maybe a little bit more into that orange space. Bring the saturation up. Drop that. So I feel like that maybe is taking it a little too much. I think if we get in there too much and get these too similar, we may not like the way that ends up looking for us. Yeah, I don't think I'd mess with these flowers too much. They do flow pretty good as they are with this design. And sometimes you get lucky like that. You know, the bride's just picked out something that already works well with her colors, knowing that maybe there's just a couple modifications that she's going to want to that. So sometimes trying to adjust too many colors will overcomplicate things and can actually make the design feel more bland. And we know that we don't want bland designs. So that is the final design that I have for this week. I was looking at doing 3. I do these every Thursday. If you'd like to join me, we just go through designs. If you've ever got stuck with a design or you are stuck with a design, send it to me and I will do it live here and we can work through that, and then I'll send you the edits afterwards free of charge. So if you get stuck, please reach out. Support@photoboothtemplates.com you could send them to, or reach out to us on our Facebook page, and we will get those added in here and work through those. And like I said, those are complimentary, and I'll send those over to you after the live is completed. So thanks everyone who joined and everyone who's watching afterwards. Remember, visit photoboothtemplates.com, the #1 source of photo booth templates in the industry. We've been around since 2012 and plan to be around for much longer. So thank you again and have a great weekend.